What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stirfry. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm with a Spacekid.
And our special guest today is Tyrell Betts.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, man? You already know. Beast mode.
Beast mode all day. It. You know, you're out in
all
Toledo
day.
right now, right?
Yeah. Yep, unfortunately. No,
Come up to Cleveland.
But yeah, I'm in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio, man.
Yeah, right. But you just came back to LA. Right?
I know, man. I wanted to stay out there, man, for real. LA was...
I thought you were coming back.
True. You know what? I'm still there. I'm not even here.
I like that.
I didn't even come back. Okay. I didn't even come back. I'm visiting.
I was waiting to hear from Will and be like, yeah, you know what? He just decided to say fuck it and just stay out there, find his way.
Yep. He close. It's going to happen. I'm telling you.
Yeah, manifest.
Yep. Speaking into existence.
Yeah, so you're a content creator, director. I mean, you do a lot of different stuff. And you're always working, you know. What is kind of like one of your favorite things that you do? You know, are you more passionate about like content creating? Even though directing kind of goes into that, but like what's your go-to thing that you think you're strong at?
I say hands down, my go-to thing that I'm really good at is definitely creating like skits, you know, short films and even feature films. You know, TikToks is lined up with skits, but I feel like that's like my go-to, and that's what I'm really trying to take off in. That's like I'm passionate about that 100%.
Okay. So what's kind of say you have an idea for a skit, you know, one day. What's kind of the process that goes behind making one of your skits?
So the process, basically, I started thinking about like how long the skit is going to take, because if I'm dealing with different actors and actresses, I got to think about time management, because they only available, you know, a certain time of the day. And then I think about who's going to film it. You know, that's another headache. You know, to see if I can film it or if I can kind of like alternate each actor filming it, whether they're on the screen. I mean, when they're off the screen, of course. So I started thinking about those two things before I start thinking about how what dialogue to basically say in the skit. I know that's like a weird process, but you know, I didn't came across different headaches and trying to create a production, and those two things that I listed first were kind of like the headaches. So I try to like come up with a solution basically first.
So your idea is like, okay, I know I'm going to do a skit today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get people ready to do the skit, and I'm going to set the time up, and then I'll figure out exactly what I want to do, you know, after I already have that locked in.
Yep. And what else is different too, I create conversations with like my friends, family, and I get ideas from them and I start writing them down. So after I figure out those two things that I listed before, I already have titles. And then once I have the title and the other two things, I can create the skit. So that's like the process.
Okay. That makes sense. It's like that's a good way to do it, so you're not like having all the ideas and then trying to struggle.
Yeah, it's different, but yeah.
Yeah. So what's is the worst part kind of trying to get people together? Is that like one of the harder parts?
Yeah. That's something that I struggle with. I have been struggling with that since college, and I still struggle with that. I was even struggling with that sometimes in LA. But it's like, I look at it as like it's business. It's a numbers game. It's like the more people you talk to, the more people that you're going to get like on board, you know? So I never let it discourage me. I just keep going.
Yeah. What are some of the ways, like if you can give advice, you know, to people about how can they, you know, get people that will be on time, and like show up? What are kind of some of the advice you'd give?
Some of the advice I would give to basically is try to show up. I would say create like a little group, you know, so like on Facebook, you know, group me or WhatsApp, and to keep motivating them with, you know, different skit ideas and different like motivational things that can kind of like move somebody. Cause like once you basically encourage and inspire somebody, they're gonna show up. you know, because they're ready, you know. So I feel like that has been working for me, creating like little groups, you know, keeping them motivated, and they have been showing on time. So that's kind of like my advice: create like little groups and continuously, you know, communicate with your team or people that you want to be on board.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's a key way, you know, create a group of like-minded people. Stop reaching out to people that you know aren't going to show up. Get people that you know are going to continue to work and want to work and want to get better like you want to get better. Yeah.
So how do you decide actors for a bigger project when you want to move, you know, past the skit, something that's going to be 10 minutes or 30 minutes?
So it's a process for that too, because it's basically like how I know if I got people showing up to my skits back to back to back, and I know that they're serious, that means I can move on to the bigger projects. I can move on to the 10-minute short films, feature films, because they're used to working and they proven to me that they're serious to move on to my bigger projects. So I just use the community, a serious people for my bigger, you know, productions. Instead of going for like, you know, brand new people and then getting them to get into my feet or using them to get into my feature films, I just use my people that I built up with my skits into my bigger productions.
Right. Yeah. Work with the same people.
Yeah, especially right now. But in the future, if I'm, you know, when I'm a big time, you know, film director, of course, right, soon, I'll be able to reach out to, you know, acting agencies, you know, that have, you know, ready to go, you know, actors, and then I could get them into my bigger production because they have, you know, they're super professional, they're up there, you know what I mean? Like they ready already.
Now, have you had an actor flake on you? Like, let's say you were 60% done with a project and they just disappear.
Oh, absolutely. It happened with one of my feature films I made in college. It's called Dragon Ball G. It's a spin-off of Dragon Ball Z.
I remember that.
I made an evil form of Goku named Boku. And he basically hunts the people and brings them into the cartoon world for eternity. So when I shot that movie, the main character flaked on me halfway throughout the movie. So when I had my whole, when I had the whole production written out, I had to rewrite half of the movie because he flaked. He didn't answer the phone. He didn't reply. So I just had to change up the story. And that actually helped me out. It made me more versatile. It made me quick on my feet when it comes to, you know, changing up the story on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things with filmmaking, you know, it's like it sucks, but you're going to have to always experience some, you know, catastrophic things so that you know next time, you know, some failures. So, you know, next time and you're able to kind of move quickly, you know, and just be on your feet. Because movies is a long process, man. It's not meant for everybody. But if you can get through the hard times, then when that good times, you know, when you're getting those good actors, that's when it matters.
And the reality is anything can happen. So, you know, although people do flake on people could also, you know, they could break a leg, they could get hit by a car. So, you know, the reality is that's kind of the same scenario. Because I mean, yeah, you feel more, you know, bad about somebody actually having an accident, but the reality is either way, those people aren't showing up. So you do have to mentally be ready for those things anyway.
Right.
So maybe that was a good thing that person flaked on you, because that was the time you was like, oh man, what? They not coming back. They not answering the phone. I got to be ready for this for the next movie.
Right.
Just in case I got a trick up my sleeve, you know. They might get hit by a bus. You never know.
You're right. Yeah, and I just feel like that situation, it happens in the film industry. I'm pretty sure, you know, like a bigger actor might flake. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got another film shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I can see it happening. So me getting that exposure and that happening to me right now is going to prepare me for the future and become a better, you know, film director. You know, so
100%. 100%. And I kind of want to take it back a little bit and talk more about, you and how you became a director. So like, was this something you were always passionate about as a youth, or when did you find this passion?
You know what? It's funny. It's crazy how it happened. When I was in high school, I wanted to be an engineer. I like building stuff, but I wasn't good at math. So I was like, that's not gonna work. So what am I passionate about? I was passionate about drawing. I could draw real good, portraits, good with detail. But I was like, man, how am I gonna make money in that? And I'm kind of getting tired of just drawing and, what I'm saying, where's how I can make income. So I went into animation. I'm like, man, I'm good at, I want to do cartoons. I love watching cartoons. I love the process. But then I'm like, man, it takes forever to do 2D design, 2D animation, 3D animation, 3D animation for sure. So then, since I didn't want to do animation, I took a photography class, 3D, or it's called photo manipulation, capturing special effects. I love doing it, but still, I wasn't really. It was something missing. It was something missing. I wanted to still make money from it. It's not about the money, but I still wanted to make some type of income, and I still wanted to do a little bit more than just pictures. Seemed like it wasn't enough. So I took this one film class. I think it was called Video One or whatever at BGSU. I took it, and then I immediately just, started shooting, some content, going with the projects. And like, I just fell in love with it. It's like I was shooting one time and then my actor, said some funny stuff. And then I said some funny stuff. And then I captured it. And then when I edited it, it made me laugh really hard. And it made me realize that I really love making people laugh in terms of, film.
Yeah.
So that got me, that started it right there. That started the chain right there. Ever since then, I wanted to just make, skits, short films, feature films,
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, film kind of encompasses all of it, like animation, like even stills, like you can get all of that out of film. And also there's just a different feeling, when you can make someone laugh, especially being able to make someone laugh from your film. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably such an amazing feeling. And that's something you don't always get with, photography, or you can get it with like an animation, but it's a lot better when it's like just live action, I guess.
Yeah, let's
right
a bit too. So what year were you trying to like get into animation?
It was, I'll say 2014 and 2015. 2014 to 2016.
Okay, so
I'll say that.
Even at where animation was at, like as far as like the different programs and stuff, like 5 years ago, things have like expanded. So I can just imagine how much harder it was, like I'm about to jump into animation. I'm going to read the book that the professor told me. I'm going to be on YouTube. That stuff was way more difficult than it is. Like it's still difficult now, but it was like everything, like even like, even video software, how video software was 5 years ago. Like if you had to use the video software that came out 5 years ago right now, you'd probably be angry just knowing what what Adobe is capable of right now. Like,
right.
What a good point.
But that was just something like I was thinking about, because like it's crazy. Like every 5 years, the advancements. Because right now, whatever software y'all use, I mean Premiere probably, right?
Yeah.
I bet you a kid in 5 years, if they try to use the Premiere y'all using right now, they're gonna probably like, what is this? You can't even
edit 10K.
This is crazy.
You're right. Things are constantly moving, upgrading. So you're definitely right.
Yeah, and you're right. Because it's crazy that like, something can be discouraging. Someone trying, if you was like the 90s, dude, having to edit film.
Crazy.
Like, come on. Like, that's a whole problem. You have to have a table. You have all these like things, and you're like kind of clicking, cutting.
Well, it didn't even seem possible because it wasn't saturated.
Yeah.
Right now, it's so saturated that everybody feel like, oh, I'm about to go to Walmart. I'm gonna get this camera. I'm gonna be nice with the video, and you're not gonna be nice that first month. Like, like not that first month. You might be nice that 5th month, but that first month you gonna suck like everybody else. You gonna have to read and educate yourself and become good. But videos in the 90s wasn't even like, it's like you're gonna do what? You know how much a video camera costs?
Oh yeah.
And then who gonna teach you how to edit? Like, you can't go to Google.
You have to buy a whole fucking...
Like, think about that. Google came out in 98. So we talking about like 1990, and you trying to edit a video.
You're gonna have to buy a video or something.
Who are you going to like help you?
VHS.
Right. You got a point though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how things evolve so quickly, and it makes, like, they basically solve problems. You know what I'm saying? And make things smoother, especially in the film industry. But I think I'm fascinated about like how it started and then how it is right now. Like, we have a huge advantage right now. Adobe Premiere is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Versus them back then, what they had to do. So I'm very grateful to have, the applications.
So how do you kind of juggle? Will's talking about a little bit about how it's so saturated and anybody can go to Walmart and pick up a camera. How do you kind of juggle that? How do you make yourself stand out in a market that's so saturated?
I quickly study. I study what people do in terms of, like, a lot of people, they follow each other. So I immediately think, like, how can I separate myself from them, from the competition? It's a competition. So, I'm constantly studying, seeing what's hot, seeing what's trending, and how I can change it up. Whether I'm changing it up the way I film it or the dialogue, how I'm giving the punchlines. It's always something, I can find something in between that a lot of people are not doing with the creativity, process.
Right.
So that's really, it's really about studying for real. What can I do the opposite way? Or what could I do better, more effectively?
I can see that that's the thing about like your page and your channel is you're not a typical videographer, right? Because you want to be, you're in front of the camera, you're directing it, you're shooting, you're editing, you're doing all these different things. And you could really tell from your channel, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell that I can tell where you want to be at. You don't want to be necessarily the guy that's just like always sitting behind the camera and just filming. You want to be the guy that's like kind of running the show, and being able to, hop in and be an actor too. And, I think that's what really makes you stand out is really just being different, and you're doing skits and stuff that other videographers and directors aren't necessarily doing.
So
you're right.
They book you all throughout Ohio, and people book you in LA, in different places. But why do you think people book you again? Because like some videographers never get called back ever.
Right. I'm thinking I think a lot of people call me back because I also motivate them too. I motivate them in different ways that a lot of videographers just don't reach out to them like that. They don't reach to them like that. So I do more than just my job, you know what I'm saying? Just going down there to film. I'll go down there to push you to the next level. I'll go down there with the intention to try to blow you up, not just to make a quick dollar. So, and then and people can feel that energy, especially when you talking to them. Like, oh man, he's really trying to help me. He's really passionate what he's doing. Like, it's not about the money. So I think in people, they read that, and then it makes them attached to, me as a person and my business. And it separates me from a lot of, like videographers in my field. And that's why I think they call me back.
Yeah. You have like you have that value, kind of like value added, like, you're going to make sure that this video is going to be the best that you can do, and no matter who it is, because, some people are like, this dude just paid me, I'm just going to fucking do this quick shit, and then I'll be done, on to the next. And then you only take it serious when the money's there or when it's a big name person, but you kind of make it equal playing field. Yeah,
Yes, sir. That's correct.
People could see that for sure. People could see through like all the bullshit that people aren't dumb. You know, some videographers probably think like, oh, whatever. But I mean, it does affect you, and like karma's a bitch. It'll come around.
Exactly. And I'm, you know, very professional too. I do contracts. I give you a receipt. You know, a lot of people a lot of people don't even do it in our field, you know. So I feel like that too. You know, I'm good on paperwork, you know, making sure everything is legit. You know, people like that. They respect that, you know.
So what are some tips that you'd give to someone who wants to be a videographer?
I would say practice the craft. You know, practice every single day. Give it your all every single hour of the day. You know, and constantly study the game, because the game is always changing. Seeing what you can or look at, or I would say find somebody's work that you love and basically and learn from it and use that what you learn and apply it to your, you know, your way of filming. You know, and stay consistent. Consistency is one of the biggest things that you need in order to take off and get, you know, consistent clientele. If you want consistent clientele, consistency. So that's my advice. Those three things.
You are the man of consistency, my friend. The amount of content you push out, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how either.
I already know you're going to get off this call and you're going to hop back on your computer, huh?
Yep. And probably shoot some TikToks.
Yeah, okay, the perfect segue into your TikTok. So that kind of has been a game changer for you, I feel like, you know, getting TikTok.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I listen to Gary V. I don't know if y'all know who Gary V is.
Yeah, Gary V.
But Gary V inspired me greatly. He keeps saying, y'all need to get on TikTok. Y'all need to get on TikTok because it's hot and it's a new social media platform. So I took that into consideration, and I was like, he was telling everybody, like, you got to post like 3 or 4 times a day. If you're trying to get to the next level, you're trying to blow up. So I started realizing, like, what if I just went all in? Instead of just given quality versus quantity, what about quality and quantity? What if I push nothing but good content, but more consistently? And what if I could do it to the point where I'm just basically posting way more than the main people? What if I could how fast can I grow? So I started challenging myself and started applying it. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna just push out 90 videos a month and see how it takes me.
So right now, for the audience that don't know, you really do TikTok, like kind of how you said you do like three, you know, segments each day. But how do you set up 3 segments? Because they don't know the background works. Like, it's not just like, you know, you put your phone up, boom, you got 3 of them. So explain in depth how you can manage to create 3 segments a day.
All right, so the first thing first, I started realizing, okay, so what time during the day will I have time to create my, you know, videos? So I chose, you know, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Every single day, I shoot 3 videos that one video could be like a reenactment, you know, another video could be something, you know, trending or whatever. And then another video could be like my original content. Okay. So I shoot during those periods, and during the day, I just post them. But I choose content that doesn't really take like a very long time to edit. You know what I mean? Like, it got to be something that you can like dish out quickly. Yeah. Still do your main projects, but you need something that you can do quickly and you can dish out quickly. Very good, not just cheap, you know, low quality content, but very good content that's catchy and that you can just do on a consistent basis. So I'll say the first thing is first trying to find a gap in your day that you can create, that you can shoot and knock out the edit very quickly and just schedule out your posts throughout the day.
Right, but don't you ever, you're like, what am I gonna shoot? You ever draw a blank and you're like, I don't know, I don't have any ideas in the vault.
You know what? I'll say this. It's very rare that happens. It sounds crazy because I talk to so many people and I write them down as I'm talking to people. And I just have a whole page full of skits. So I would say go like, TikTok and just just get ideas from watch other people's videos. That's what I do sometimes.
Okay.
And, it's simple like that. And I basically, create a skit from it.
So you keep a book, you said?
I keep a page on my notes on my in my iPhone.
Okay.
Yep. And I just write. I just basically just write. Having a conversation with somebody, they say something. I don't know if it's the way God programmed me or something, but they could say the littlest thing. I swear, they could say the littlest thing. They could say, "Oh, that straw looks funny," and I can make a skit off of that.
You might have just created one.
Right. I could create a skit. That's basically what I just said, and it's just crazy how creative that I am with that. So I don't know. It
has been a really great platform for you. And did your highest view video surprise you?
Yeah, absolutely. It did. Because I used to just focus. My highest video was a reenactment, but usually I do reenactments on bigger comedians like Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, Kevin Hart. But I did a comedy reenactment on another individual that's not super big like them. He's like a newer. He went viral, but he's not up there like them, not mainstream.
Yeah.
So when I did his reenactment and then I posted it, I was kind of shocked how fast it was growing because it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, how can it be growing that fast if he's not like a mainstream comedian that I usually do? And that shocked me. Like, it shocked me.
How many views is that?
That's at almost 600,000 views.
That's dope. See, that might be why it got so many, like it did well because people weren't as familiar with it,
Yeah.
Like it could, like, obviously you know who it's from, but some people may not have the idea who it's from. And they're like, oh, this is fresh and new. No one's done this yet.
Mm-hmm.
So do you shoot you shoot day of stuff? You don't shoot like a day ahead of time?
Yeah, I do. When I went to LA, I was 30 videos ahead. So when I went there, I already had 30 videos for the whole month. I know it's crazy. So basically,
you're an insane man.
So basically, that week before, I shot 6 videos a day. Or it was 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I shot 6 videos a day. So that way I could be ahead of the game and I can knock out my clients' work and still be able to post and make more content out there.
Okay.
So
how do you balance that?
Man, I find the smallest time in my day. It could be an hour. But I just basically I cut out certain stuff. I mean, I sacrifice making money sometimes to make content. I might sacrifice hanging out with certain people. That's what I sacrificed during those couple of weeks when I was pushing out 6 videos.
Do you think that's what, like, with success comes sacrifice? Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. You're going to have to sacrifice something to get to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something people have a really hard time with. They have a hard time with, change.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a hard time with change, and then they have a hard time giving up things. You can't have it all.
But yeah.
You want to get to that next
level. I think that's Spider-Man. Damn, but I can't really, yeah.
Yeah. If you want to get to that next level, then, I mean, that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
gotta sacrifice.
Because then later on, the goal is that later on you'll already have created something that'll kind of work it itself, you know, and then you'll have that time to just do you later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. If you want it early, you know, you gotta sacrifice. Because a lot of people, I like to listen to a lot of older people. A lot of older people, they say, "Man, I wish I was your age," because I'd be, you know, killing it like I was supposed to. And I take that into consideration. I'm like, I'm at the perfect age to basically kill it right now and set my future up in the future. When I'm 30, I'm rich, 40, rich, and I'm living a different lifestyle. And I constantly think about that, you know.
Yeah,
so
you
I like
walk away knowing that you did all you could do.
Absolutely. And that's a great feeling. I don't want to have a regret. You know?
Yeah. No regrets. You remember that?
Right.
But yeah, that's true. You don't want to go at the end of your life and, you know, be like, "Oh, I could have done that. You know, I gave up that one time, but I could have kept going and achieved something." You know, and then especially seeing other people do what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible, but it just takes work and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know we talked about it a little earlier, but you know, you went to LA. Why'd you go to LA?
So I basically went to LA to you know, film a rapper's backstory, create vlog episodes for him. Okay. You know, that's what I was, you know, originally booked for, to create content for him, or content with them too. And you know, that took, you know, the whole month. I worked every single day to get his backstory. And I feel like I was called to bring out his story, you know, in the film, you know, film way.
Yeah.
So
you went out there, created content for him.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just all play.
Right. It wasn't just all play. I know he told me to have a good time. I did. You know, it's crazy. I have a good time filming. I love it so much. I don't mind. I'll go to a party and film. I have a good time filming. So, you know, that wasn't a problem at all. And I also wanted to push him to the next level too. You know, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So
is LA a place where you want to? It's where you want to end up, right? Eventually.
Absolutely, I think it's perfect. And it's crazy because I didn't collaborated with a couple people out there, and we averaged 30,000 views with a whole new person. Crazy. So I'm like, this has to be the place. Like, it's never been like that. And then plus, I'm meeting different people. It's crazy. It's never been like that. Plus, I'm meeting different people every single day that's ready to work. I met a lady that had 1 million followers on TikTok, and she was ready to work. Send me her number and everything, ready to work. You know, so I'm just coming around multiple people to basically grow it, like continuously every single day. So it has to be the place I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, that's a place where a lot of creatives are. So, and a lot of passionate people that want to pursue their dreams all end up there at some point, I feel like. So they're a little more reliable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what was your best like kind of memory out there?
Man, I'll say my best memory was going to this Halloween party. Going to the Halloween party was a lot of characters being displayed out there.
Yeah, so was this like a lot of different, you know, just unique people? Shoot, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, my favorite memory was the going to that Halloween party in LA. It was a lot of characters, a lot of personalities, a lot of different people that I wasn't even used to seeing. But it was mind blowing because, you know, they were actually good people, genuine people, and, you know, wanted to talk and network, you know, still. So, you know, and I just had a good time. man, just meeting different people and just vibing in the party, you know. And I feel like that was like one of my favorite memories out there. Many memories out there, but I feel like me, you know, being with the crew out there and, you know, talking to different people, you know.
Yeah. So. How many videos did you shoot out there? Just like even TikTok wise?
Let me see. I think I shot like about 15 TikToks, and then I shot 12 vlog episodes.
Whew,
each episode was about, if he breaks it up, it's about 10 minutes each episode.
So I know that's about footage is over like fucking 15 hours.
2 hours.
No,
it's about 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay.
Well, actually, no, you're right. It is. It's over. It's probably over about 4 or 5 hours. I just didn't use all the footage.
Right.
It was so much.
Yeah.
You know, so I basically gave him like, I mean, if he posts like once a week, I mean, that's almost 3 months of content. That's almost 3 months of content. So he has plenty to choose from, you know. So, you know, I just went down there ready to work. I had the mindset to go down there, push him, give him the best content I could give him, and to network, because this is where I want to be at, you know. So,
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's that or Atlanta for me, either or. Maybe Texas. Yeah. Texas is coming up big.
Okay, I don't know too much about Texas, but Atlanta for sure. I want that. That's gonna be my second home, Atlanta.
So the dope thing about Texas, it's weird. The superstars are there, but the media outlets aren't.
Yeah.
Like it's most places, if you notice, like it's media outlets, it's usually like a whole bunch of media outlets and a whole bunch of superstars. But Texas has all these superstars and just no media outlets. They just make it. Like,
you're right. They just chill. I feel like in Texas, like the superstars just chill. Like there's no like TMZ coming up to you.
Yeah, I guess that's a plus. You don't got to deal with all the shady outlets as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that would be a good idea. Like someone, because as it's getting bigger, someone needs to start like a major outlet there. Because Austin's getting huge. Austin's like, you know, it's becoming the next kind of place.
I mean, I say Houston has always been like a music capital.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like there's those major cities like Houston, Austin is like more of the creative one too. Dallas is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to Texas. I might have to go out there one day, Houston.
They have a lot of cool art, man. Yeah, you go to Houston, or you would definitely like. I haven't been to Austin, but I heard great things about it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, so like, what are kind of some of the misconceptions? You know, being a videographer, you know, you create this vlog, and people might just see the vlog cut up, but they don't see the hours of work you put in. They don't see how much footage you had to go through, the decisions you have to make. You know, what's kind of one of your misconceptions?
One of my misconceptions is basically like saying that it was very easy to put all that footage together. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be lying. You know, like you said, trying to figure out how you can construct the story so it can make sense with each episode. Because it was shot, you know, randomly. And basically I had to just try to basically put it together so it makes sense.
Yeah, create a story out of it.
Create a story, yeah. Because there wasn't any script or anything, you know. So I just had to go off of like, I mean, my experience. I think my experience basically helped out with that for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, so not just in the vlog, but in everyday shooting when you're getting hired, you know, people again, they don't see what goes on behind the scenes. They just see a finished product and think it's really easy.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So how do you battle that? You know, especially with like payments, you know, people like, oh, you'd be worth, you know, I'll only pay $200. And you're like, dude, I don't know. Like, do you see my stuff? Do you see who I'm working with? It takes me so much time. I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it comes to, I mean, I just have to, you know my worth. know that I'm valuable more than just $200, $250. Each project I'm giving my all and I'm experienced and I don't waste time. So I would say like, yeah, it's just, you just gotta put your foot down. That's what I would say. And that's sometimes you just gotta do that. Cause some people in business, if you let them get over on you, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep abusing you. You don't put your foot down. So, that just sometimes it just happens. You got to. You got to.
Yeah. Yeah. I see this all the time. You can't be afraid to say no.
Yeah.
Especially because, what we do, we're trying to survive off this. So it's hard to say no to money, but sometimes you have to say no for the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
You might say no to like all these $200 things, but when that, you finally get the money you're worth, then it starts feeling like, okay, I can get paid this. Once you get paid this amount, you're like, okay, now I can get paid this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it keeps going. But if you would have said yes to everything, you would have never had time for that big project.
Exactly. Right. I had to say no to a project before I took that project. Because I have a social media marketing agency as well. And I was going to get booked for that. But it was like my film company and social media marketing agency. It's like film company. Social media marketing agency is just to elevate my film company. So anything that anybody that wants to book my film company, that's going to come first. So, I had to sacrifice that.
Yeah. So that's a good point though. How is your, how do you structure your marketing company? Do people just go to you and you tell them how, give them advice, or do you, kind of control their social media, or how does that all work?
Yeah, so I basically, I give them advice and I manage their social media accounts and I run ads on them effectively. And I come up with a marketing campaign, straight social media, not other marketing, just strictly social media. And then I basically limit it to like certain social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
You're not
So
touching
it's
Twitter?
basically Twitter. See, I don't really use Twitter like that. So that's why, because I'll be able to do that. And I'm like, I'm not even good at it. But, Facebook, I had experience in getting, 100,000 views, 200,000 views. IG the same way. TikTok, of course, the same way. So I basically manage social media platforms that I know that I'm good at. And YouTube as well.
Yeah, I feel like, as much as we don't all probably use Facebook like, older people, but I feel like people really do get results off that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook
heavily.
is good for advertising.
Mm-hmm. The ads, you could get very specific. Very specific.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never advertised in there. See, that's a good thing to know. You can tile
it's you could advertise to certain counties, certain cities, certain type of people.
That's why they always get me on the ads, man. Man, I always click on. I'm like, fuck, man. I just bought a new pair of shoes.
Right.
Every time.
Facebook is definitely, you could get stuff to go viral, all the time if you know how to utilize ads.
So me and Will are working on a short film, and we'll finish it up here in a couple months. What would your advice be to us, how we should roll it out? We finished the video, it's all done. What do we do from there?
I would say, I would say definitely start utilizing ads. Like basically put out or pick out a powerful thumbnail that's eye-catching and run an ad on it with the link of the movie. Where's the movie gonna be at? Is that gonna be on YouTube or?
Yeah, we're gonna we'll post it on YouTube and then.
Yep. So have the link attached to the ad, so that way they see the audience see the powerful thumbnail, and then they have a link to click. So I would say running different variations of ads. Like you might have with Facebook, you got engagement ads, you got traffic ads, you got lead conversion, you got what else? And you got like some other different types of ads, but you can run different. Y'all should run different types of ads. Start with like engagement ads, and then maybe double up on ads. That's another thing. I think engagement and traffic ads.
So you're saying like you should so create different types of ads. You know, like one will be the picture with the thumbnail, maybe one will be the video.
The video, well, I would say, yeah, you could do it that way. You could.
I didn't know if that's what you were saying. So I'm not hip to the Facebook advertising world.
Well, the difference is basically like, say if you, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
You're good.
So I would say, hands down, I would say actually use a video ad. A video ad is way more engaging than just an image ad. You know, it's almost triple times. You're gonna get triple times as much engagement. So I would say put a trailer in that or post a trailer, attach the ad to that trailer, and have the link to the full movie attached to the ad.
Ah, okay.
And basically run different ads on it. Like you're gonna start with engagement ad and attach it to that one ad. And then you have the capability of creating like another ad. So you could create another engagement ad and attach it to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it could be going like two different ways. So what's the difference between the ad and the other ad you had said?
And then I will basically pay attention to your audience. Okay.
So did you hear what I said with the difference between what's the difference between the engagement ad and the traffic ad, or what was the other one?
Yeah. It's an engagement ad, the traffic ad, conversion ad, and lead generation.
So what are kind of the difference between those?
So engagement is specifically trying to get people to comment on, like it, share it. That's engagement.
Right.
Traffic, and the main objective is to get people to go from Facebook platform to a whole nother platform. That's the main objective for a traffic ad. Conversion and lead generation, I feel like y'all wouldn't need, because conversion is basically when you're trying to sell something. Like when you're trying to get some people to go from Facebook to another page and you're trying to get to sell.
To buy.
To buy. To lead generation is to pick up leads. It's basically the same thing. It's just to basically pick up more reliable leads, to buy something. So I would say it's more of like just engagement. Oh, video views too. Video views or engagement. Start with either one, because that's gonna beef up the your trailer views. And when people see a lot of views, they click on it.
Right, yeah.
They don't click on it. They don't take it
as serious. People are watching it.
So if your trailer has a million, you're gonna have a lot of people going to the whole movie.
Right. So do you recommend to do the trailer with the link? Don't just post the trailer. Like, you have the video already posted, then post the trailer with the link. That's better than posting a snippet of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could do another ad with just a snippet of the movie. Right. But if you have that main foundation of a trailer, and that's getting a lot of attention, and then you choose another snippet, that's gonna make that snippet get a lot of engagement. And then since the snippet is shorter, it might get even more views. And it's gonna bring in more traffic, especially if you have double amount of ads running.
Good point. Yeah. See, that's something we did. I mean, I don't know if you knew that. I didn't know that, so that's great. I'm sure our audience will love that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just
good insights. Will, you got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, kind of to go back on the customers. So I remember a while back you was telling me about a customer who wanted you to record. I don't know if it was a documentary or a movie or whatever, but let's say it was a documentary. And they just refused to write a script, but they didn't hire you as a screenwriter. And you were basically just like, well, are you going to pay me to be a screenwriter too?
Right.
And they didn't understand that concept. So how do you deal with customers moving forward who don't understand that concept now?
So if they don't understand it now, then that's kind of tricky, because some people, they still tend to not listen after I explain. After I explain that, you know, you got the film director. Really, if you want to get to the bigger leagues, you got the film director, you got the video editor, and then you got the screenwriter. Like, it's separate people. So what I do now, I have to basically bring in somebody that I know that can help with that portion. So now I have to get their company to charge them separately, and then I charge them separately as well, because we run two different companies. So it's like, now I come at them like, okay, so I have a film team, but you might have to pay people individually, because we not all one team. You need the whole team. You don't have stuff, you know, set. So, I mean, that has to be in contract.
Right.
You
so
know, I basically ask them, what do you have? What access to?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have access to a lot of stuff? Okay, I have my film team. I have a writer, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that makes it clear. It's like you're clearly taking on this role. If people don't understand that, read the contract. You signed it. Not my problem. Right.
Right.
And it broke up a little bit, but you said you have like a team of, like, you know, people that if they want to, you know, they want a screenwriter or somebody else, you have a friend that does that, and you can bring them in.
Right. And I feel like that makes more sense, because you can't do everything, especially if it's a feature film.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're the writer, if you're the director, if you're the editor, the lighter, like, it's going to get very complex. The actor, like, it's going to get crazy. So it's like, to the point where you have to have, if you have a bigger project, you got to have a team. You got to have that understanding that, okay, so I might have to pay different people for different jobs, because it's not realistic for just one person to do every single thing and get a high production at a timely manner too, you know? And some people, they don't understand that. They want to do something in 3 months and then be like, okay, I want a feature film. I want you to do this, and this. But it's like, it's not unrealistic. So I immediately think about that, and I immediately tell them, like, I have to have my team, because this is a feature film. This is not a short film, you know? And even with short films, if you want to get to, you know, Sundance or whatever, you're going to have a good team.
Absolutely. I mean, a team, you can't do it by yourself. You know, it's like, we struggled with three people on our crew, you know, like someone's got to do the boom, someone's got to, you know, do the clicker, and then, you know, someone's got to film and also try to direct at the same time. Like, it is a headache. Yeah.
Right.
You don't have like, that's films is one of the things where you need to start building a team early, you know, building that chemistry early and making content. That way it saves you in the long run, when you're like, you look over and the person's already doing what you know you were going to ask them. They already know, because it's like you guys have been working together so much and building that relationship, and I think it's just so important, especially in the video world, to have a team.
Absolutely. Especially if you're trying to get to the next level, you got to have a team.
Well, because think about it. When you're in LA making movies in Hollywood, you better have a team. Like, you're a team, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have a team of like hundreds and hundreds of people. How will you be able to kind of go from yourself to hundreds of people? But if you're working your way up, surround yourself, getting more people, reaching out to people, working with people, that process will be way easier, you know?
Right. Absolutely. And I started, and it's great that you said we're talking about team, because I actually formed a little team here. It's called Top of the Head. It's like a little, it's like a comedy group. Well, basically, I'm teaching them how to be versatile. I'm teaching them how to film. I'm teaching them how to write, how to record audio. So it's not just about comedy. I'm teaching them how to be, you know, a film director, another film director, another videographer. So that way, when I'm in LA, I can fly my team out, and I already have a set team, you know?
Smart, yeah. Because I seen that. You said Top of the Head, right?
Yeah, Top of the Head Productions.
Is that how you come up with all your skits, huh? Right at the top of your head.
Yep, that's where it came from. Top of the Head. And I got them basically going from top of the head too. It's like you see energy and you just basically you grow from it. You build from it. So
yeah, but amazing. So kind of another thing, last thing, what advice would you give young Tyrell?
Well, what advice the advice that I would give to young Tyrell is, as you playing basketball, young Tyrell, I need you to go play with the video. I need you to go film. I need you to go do something in the creative process, because that's where you're going to be headed in life. You're not going to be in the NBA. You stop growing at 5'7". So think about that. So I would tell myself to really dig deep in creating, visuals, studying acting, studying movies even more, and start a YouTube. Start a YouTube right now, so you can set yourself up for greatness in the future.
Great, yeah.
So
I think everybody, as a kid should bring something, because we're all focused on sports. With sports, every kid should do sports, to learn that team aspect and stuff like that. But I think also someone should make kids always create. Maybe give them a camera, shoot pictures, go shoot a video. Like, these are things that kids need. And I think sometimes in some schools it kind of lacks.
Absolutely. You're right. Being creative frees your mind, and it grows and it unlocks certain parts of your mind also.
Yeah. But expands expands your mind.
Absolutely.
That's it for me.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you for being on the show, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
It's been a while. It's great to catch up.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, we want to hang out, man. I came down there, but you was on vacation.
Yeah, of course. The one day you come, I was gone.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's all good,
but
man.
We'll link up soon. Hopefully be able to work on some projects.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm always down, man. One call away.
Yeah, you absolutely got to come to our premiere, though. That's...
Oh, yeah. Just let me know.
Yeah.
When y'all having it?
Probably in, March. Probably March or April. I don't know yet. We're getting somebody to, I got to still edit a lot of it, and then we're having a composer compose some music.
Oh, yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time.
Absolutely. I'll be there, man. Just let me know.
Hell yeah.
Fly from LA.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Come to the premiere.
Yes, sir. So tell the audience where they can find you at.
So you can find me on IG, TikTok. If you type in Director Betts, I definitely will pop up. If you type in Tyrell Betts on YouTube and Facebook, I'll pop up as well. So Director Betts and Tyrell Betts.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll have a link down below for all your stuff. Again, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, of course. So thank you all for listening and watching. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm with a Spacekid.
And I'm Director Betts.
Yes, sir. So keep it real, y'all. See you next week.
See you.
Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. And see you next week when we talk with the talented Trey Smith. He's a DJ and a producer and overall creative. He talks about what it means to bring art into this world. It was great having him on the show, so you won't want to miss it. So see you next week, y'all.